Whoa. Oh yeah. Uh, okay, let's see again. Let's share this. Now I'm going to be working with the model. I already rewatched the videos that I was missing, and now I do remember why I don't actually uh, remember very well the videos themselves because uh, oh wait, I forgot. Uh, the videos themselves, uh, they are very jumpy in the sense that a lot of mistakes were made during the production of the last videos for the model. And sometimes I believe that these unscripted videos tend to be uh, hard to understand sometimes. This guy, Maximilian, worked very well, and almost seems like the mistakes themselves were part of the video, but it's obviously not really. So anyway, I'm going to refactor all of this. Let me show you how. Oh wait, I was basically I didn't finish sharing this. I'm sorry. Let's see. There we go. Mm-hmm. I wonder what this is. Okay, let's post. Probably nobody is watching this in the present. Maybe not live. Yet, I do like to set up my streams as like documentary, so to speak, I guess. Documentary videos, why not? NBC, and that's it. Okay. Okay. Okay, we're fine. So, okay, let's focus. So, according to this, there is a. This is what I gathered today. This is the code that I left off. This is going to be replaced here. This is the carousel slide.js file, which contains the model for the carousel slides themselves. And what this is going to do is basically work with the data for the carousels. Now, not all the carousels share the same structure. This slide in particular, not this one, but this one, the picture in the background doesn't behave like the others, in the sense that let me show you this. It's just maybe not that like that. There we go. Here, I only have a single image. Oh wait, I only got a single image, as you can see here, and the background image in this case is being pulled from the background image property in CSS. So basically, the last slide is very different to the rest of the slide. So I guess that I did that at the time because maybe most probably I didn't want to bother making all the pictures required like this in order to, because these are different pictures. This is not the same picture. I'm working with several different pictures here, as you can see here, just to keep the illusion that that this is the same picture but with different Uh, this is actually not the same pictures. These are basically a collection of pictures here. There we go. Let's see. There we go. I do have 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I am using 4 different pictures in order to give this the illusion of being responsive like this. Well, it's actually responsive. So basically, I just modify the biggest picture several times in order to create the rest of the pictures. But in the last slide, I didn't want to bother doing that again. So what I did was to take one picture and basically use it as the background image for the entire container div. And that's why these pictures, let's see, like this picture actually behaves similar to a background image. You can see there. But as you can see, the size of the container is not even the same. See? There we go. So probably I should actually move into using those, probably, but I don't know. Look at this. This is more dynamic, in my opinion. You can see that the source code for the last slide is quite different. See? And that's done using a single picture and CSS. And the rest of the slides are basically, how do you call them? Are basically static pictures used over and over again in during different view sets or media queries, basically. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to recreate the model, but probably I'm not going to use, in this case, the slides as an example, because at this time, even if I create the model, I may need to invest a lot of time just to include both of the, how do you call them? Both of the types of different slides I'm working on. The most obvious way would be to choose just one form of doing things, one way of doing the slides, and stick to that and replace the slides or slide that doesn't belong to that way of doing things. That will be my bet. At this time, since this is not really standardized, I may like to leave this as a static code for the time being, just to save time. And what I'm going to actually build now, because I watched the videos again, I may like to create a model for something that is actually standardized. I was proposing this page too, but it does have enough differences just on the view that this doesn't really need to be in a model. This is pretty much a static content anyway, and I don't have a dashboard to justify inserting all of this into a model at this time, because I need to open the source code in order to modify all of this. So it's I don't know. So I'm looking for a more than a use case. I'm looking for an excuse just to create the model. So I don't work with excuses. So I may like to find something. So the next thing was this page, which shares the same logic as the previous one. So this is going to be discarded for the model at this time. But here, I do have this. And this is perfect for a model, actually. This is a list of the staff working on the school. And some of these people are no longer working with us. So basically, I need to remove them from here. Yet they all share the same structure: a picture, a URL for the picture, the title of the job, and the name of the person here. And basically, all of this may be contained inside. All this information may be contained inside an array of basically objects. I can create an array of objects. Like how? Well, let's say here let's forget about this file first. Yeah, save it. Doesn't matter. Let's forget about the file. Let me see what changed. I think I inserted something there, and here was this. And I created this. Okay, that doesn't really matter because I'm going to basically let me see the controller importing the model. Oh yeah. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to undo both changes. Yes, delete the file. And here, I'm getting my controllers just as I got them before the model thing. So I'm going to be working on a model. So first, I want to make this a little bigger. There we go. I wonder if you can actually see that better. Let's forget about this code for the time being. I had my, let's see, my model folder, which is empty at this time because I'm resetting everything. The controller folder, which I mean the view folder, which contains the views that I'm going to be working on, and the models basically is an empty folder. So the model, the views, and the controllers are here. So what I want to create is a new folder. Basically, the model contains the logic to work with the data, but not necessarily is going to hold the data itself. What this means is I'm going to create a new folder, and I'm going to call this folder data. There we go. I wonder if that's the name that he used on his videos. I don't remember. Let me see. Data. Okay. And he creates a JSON file called products. I'm going to create one here. On the same vein, basically, I'm going to create one called staff.json. And as you recall, JSON files, they need to have either an object on the root node or an array, and I'm going to use an array. This array. Oh wait, there we go. That's an empty array. Okay, and I'm going to create an array of objects, and these objects are going to contain the data I need in order to render each and every one of these people from the staff. So basically I need I believe I need 1, 2, 3, 4 data. The URL for the picture, the area that they are working on, the name, or maybe we say the position, maybe, the name of the person, and sometimes, and not because this is optional for what I gather, an optional custom message for every one of them. Okay, so let's say we have here our data file, staff JSON. Instead of using a database at this point, I'm going to be using a JSON file. I'm going to give me some space, and I can do this like this. Let's make the first staff member like this. It's going to be having the URL. Oh wait, I forgot. In JSON, you need to enclose the keys between double quotes. The URL, or may we say picture URL, like this. I wonder if that's the name convention for okay. Member name should be camel case. Okay. Member name should start and end with a character. That's fine. Member name should contain any article. Okay. So basically, camel case. That's enough. Okay. So picture URL should be the first key. And this is going to contain, obviously, the URL of the picture. Let's close this. Let's take this. Let's copy the URL of the picture, and I'm going to use it here. And there we go. As you can see, I already had my first object, which is which is going to be this one here, inside an array of staff members. And here, this is going to be the first picture. I can open this because it's internet. And there we go. This is the original picture. And let's see. I need to keep adding values to this object. So inside here, let's try to format this a little better at the end, I guess, so you can see clearly how this is going to be structured. But here, after the value, I'm going to place a comma, maybe an space or an enter. And let's try no spaces. No spaces, because I'm going to format that. And the next value should be, let's see, the area where they are working on, or the position. Let's say the position. Or maybe double quotes, obviously. And let's say, I wonder in English, how do you call direction, obviously, but I wonder if there is a name, work address. Nah. Work area. Department. That will be okay. Department. I wonder. Naming is always very hard for me. Department. And this is going to be the second. Oh, wait. Department is going to be the second value. And here we are going to write down the same thing here. There we go. After that value, I'm going to be working with the name of the person here. Let's say staff. Not too much. Name. There we go. And let's paste the entire thing here. This is the full name. I wonder if it would be a good idea to keep the dot, but I guess it does. It makes sense, I guess. Or maybe just remove the dot and insert it on the view itself, just to keep the actual field clean. And the same with this value. Now another comma and the quote. And I guess I could, maybe I should just include the dot there, or leave the first couple values without a dot. But this seems to be a paragraph, so I'm going to put a dot there. Quote. Oh wait. And there we go. So now I have my array, and I'm going to beautify this with this. Format document with beautify. And now you can clearly see what this is going to do. Here on the root, I don't have an object. I actually have a list here. And the list starts here and ends with this bracket over here. My first element, and only element at this point, is one object. This entire object, the thing that I got selected, is the first element. And this first element is going to have picture URL, department, name, and quote. And in my personal opinion, I will actually add an ID like this. And you should be 1. Okay? Or maybe 0, who knows? Let's start with 0. And this is a numeric value. I'm going to use this ID value probably in the future, but basically this is pretty much close to a database structure, if you would like to call it like that. And the ID could be used in the for loop in order to iterate on the array. But more of that when we get to the view and how to render this. So the next element, we will need to do this. Basically, I may like to copy the entire object like this, and press comma and paste another value. And this should be my second value. Let's format the document with beautify. And here we even have a way better form of reading the data. Now I do have two values. I'm going to modify this with the ID number one. I'm going to make a +1 here all the time. And now move to the next URL. Replace this value with that one. And I'm going to make this manually at this time. Because I think this is going to be the faster way of doing things. Okay, not so fast, I guess. What else? I wonder if this is going to. Oh no, that's the name. Yeah, it's messing up with me. Okay, never mind. And this. And this is the quote. You see? And now, again, I'm going to copy all this and repeat this process for every single. Oh wait, I miss this. Maybe a beautify will be in order there. And I should repeat this process for all the members of the staff at this point. So very manual labor at this point, but in the future I'm going to be working with a proper dashboard and use a database to do this. Because with very few people it's easy. Not so far with a lot of people on here basically. Okay, let's copy this. Okay, this is the third person. So we're going to paste this here. I'm going to copy this value. Oh wait. There we go. Copy the name. I'm going to copy the quote. And basically repeat the process for everybody else. Oh wait. Okay. So now I'm going to repeat the same steps all over and over again up until I am finished with all the stuff. I am refactoring, so probably I'm going to delete somebody from here. But the idea is to actually use this file in order to add more people or remove people. You follow me? Okay, so now I wonder if these lines here. I guess I could just how do you say? Maybe just remove them because I don't know. Mm, I don't know. I want to. I don't think I add them just to visually aid something, but I don't really like to divide people by rank here in the web page. I don't know. Okay. Next. I think I'm going to refactor this and remove these HRs. I don't know. I'm not so sure. Or maybe insert them every 2 people or 3 people, something like that. Or remove them completely. Because I'm not going to bother adding them here, maybe. Or maybe I can, basically. Maybe. I don't know. Okay, so let's continue anyway. This is number 3. The data, okay. Okay. And just as the same as before, this is all groundwork. It's not glamorous. I'm not working with super advanced techniques, I know. But I just need to get the work done and call it a day. I'm working on a Saturday and nobody's paying me. Uh, so if I'm not holding up to the expectations of the ideal programmer, I don't really care at this point. So, nevertheless, I do make my best effort all the time, no matter what. So, I guess that's it. Let's continue, I guess. Da-da-da-da. So, as you can see, basically, this is going to be my quote and my quote database end quote. So this is the next one. And again, most of these people are going to be modified or removed entirely. So I'm basically just working twice here. But if I had this, as I say before, it's going to be way easier to add and remove people. Probably I'm going to remove the last one because they don't have it. From here onward, I don't see the quote anymore. So I'm going to remove that from this element and the next ones, you see? Okay. Okay. Where was I? Here. Alexia Galán Carranza. Here. Okay. This is the next one. Okay. Okay. And the last one. Let's modify this. Ooh. Ooh. Okay. So it seems to be just fine. Everything seems to be fine. Let me see. Okay, I think I can work with this. So this is going to be my data file here, the staff JSON. This is going to be my data file. Now here comes the interesting part. Let's commit this. Oh, come on again. Copy relative file. What? Oh my god. There we go. Now here, I'm going to be working with this data file, but not directly anymore. And in the models, I'm going to create a new model, which I guess is going to be called. Let me see, staff. Why not? Staff.javascript. And staff.javascript is going to contain the model required to use the data and send the data to the view. Oh, so let's see, how are we going to read from the data file? So I downloaded the example code, the final code, let's say, and here in the models folder, there is a small file over here. Let's see, the product.js. So this is what I'm going to be using here. I'm going to just copy everything and refactor and accommodate from this point. There we go. Okay, I have the code. What's this? No. Okay. And I created the staff.js file in the model folder. So first, we are going to import the file system library from Nodejs. This is a module that comes by default with Node.js to manage file system inside your Node applications. And I'm going to use this library to get the data from the staff.json file. The next is going to be an import to the path library. And I'm going to use this in order to get the actual current path of my project. But I see here that this property is actually deprecated since version 14. I may use require main. Okay, instead. I believe that I do have a util folder with a path.js file, and I already had solved that. Let me see. Yeah. It's importing the path. It's just basically using this exports. How do I imported this? I don't remember. Probably I just imported the entire file itself, and it's going to, by default, it's going to bring me the current path, maybe. Just to be sure, let's recap a little bit, quite a bit. Maybe it was here, no. Maybe a little way back. Added middleware. Okay, let's see. Using a helper function. Wait, using a helper function for navigation. Let's see what this is.
I'll add my own import separated from the other ones, simply to make it easier to identify. And I'll name this root_dir. The name is totally up to you.
There we go. Actually, this is the exact point where I need to see.
But it will require this from going up one level into util and then path. And this root directory is in the end what I want to inject here. So root directory is what I'll start with when creating this path.
Okay, so he's using this utility file that I forgot I got to basically just get the root directory, and that's it. That's the purpose of the. I was a little bit curious because here I don't have a name, but since this may be considered a module export, a module export is basically if you define this as your export, the entire import will become whatever is on the right side of this equal sign anyway. So basically, I'm going to export directly the main. It's going to return the directory name of a path, which is basically the path where my project is actually running from. Basically, the root folder. Okay. What else? I need to import this on whatever place I'm going to be using it. So that will be here. I'm not going to. What he did was to replicate the same logic here. I'm not going to do that. I may like to import it just as this. So maybe I should create a constant name root there and require the path file name like this. And this should be dot dot diagonal util diagonal path. And root dir should contain all of this. So I may not need this single letter variable here, which I guess it means the P. But I'm going to actually replace, or maybe I'm going to leave this code as is for the time being. I may like to refactor this single name variable later, but right now I'm going to use this variable here to replace all this code, this deprecated code, like this. and then data. And instead of product JSON, I may like to use a staff JSON. You see? Instead of get products from file, I will say get a staff members maybe from file. Okay. Or maybe I should just remove members because it's implied, I guess. Get the staff from file. A file system, read file, and this is the P. I don't really like this one, but I guess. This path, error, file content, is there is a mistake, return on the callback function an empty array. Else, return the JSON.parse. JSON is basically another library that allows me to read the contents from a JSON file and convert them and parse them into a JavaScript object and vice versa. Let me see. Okay, so far so good. I define the name of the file here. It's going to read the file. It's going to parse the content of the file. It's going to return that inside this callback function. And it's going to export a class, which is going to be a class, is going to be a staff. Maybe I should rename that. This is product. Well, no, this is going to be a staff member, maybe. No, just a staff. Well, staff is general. I wonder if I should put a staff member, but I guess a staff is okay. For the time being, maybe later I should rename this. Maybe. Not so convinced right now. The constructor will need more data because it's using just T as a title, so I'm not convinced about that, but I guess the first thing I will need is ID. Then instead of T, I would like to say, you know what, this ID and pass the ID value. This ID is not the same as ID because ID by itself is a parameter here, and this ID is a property for this class basically. So all objects are going to have an ID, and it's going to establish like this during the construction process. And now, what else do I need? I should leave all the optionals like that, optional. So maybe an ID member. I'm going to pass down the data that I need is basically, let me see. What is the data? There we go. An ID, a picture URL, which is probably going to be named just the same for the sake of continuity, I guess. Oh, what? Oh, Control B. It's going to be a picture URL. I guess I should keep the URL casing here like this. The case of URL should be remain like this. And I'm going to say, you know what? This dot picture URL is going to be equals to picture URL, the parameter. And repeat this process over and over again for all the values that I'm going to require to construct. So basically, department and name. I'm going to require to our this dot department is going to be equals to department, the parameter, but it's not here yet. So I'm going to do this. What else do I need? And obviously the name, and that should be the last element that I need to actually define here. The name. So this dot name is equals to name. And I wonder how to manage the optional value. Or maybe I should not make that optional. Maybe I should require it at this point, so it's going to be it's going to be easier at this point. Maybe later I should research. Or let's Google a little bit and see if we can do that fast Fast enough. Parameter in class constructor. Yeah. With optional parameters. Okay. Addition constructor ABC console A plus B plus C. Okay. Okay. Null 44 on the fine 45. Okay. Okay. Add max script parameter deconstructed with default values. What? No. Actually, you know what? That would be a good idea. Yeah, I think that would be a good idea to actually pass an entire object, not just parameters. That's actually genius. Yeah, and this code could be even more general. Mm-hmm. Hmm. I could say like this: staff member, and a staff member should be an object. So instead of an wait, how do I access this? With a dot notation, obviously. So this a staff member going to be equal to a staff member, the parameter. And I forget about this. And I only receive one thing. It doesn't say because this is not a type language. But I'm going to pass an object, an entire object, and the entire object is going to be saved here. I don't really need to know the fields because this is more generic. And this could be even more flexible, but it may cause some confusion. I don't know. Let's try it out anyway. See what happens. So, the class staff, there is a constructor with a parameter called a staff member. Or may we say just a staff? Okay, let's see. There we go. And basically just pass an object defining a staff member, basically. So, but then again, how is the person going to, no, I'm going to go back. No, I don't think that's going to be a good idea. Now let me see if there is an option here. I think instead of looking for optional parameters, I should look for chain class construct chain class constructor call to chain construct. There we go. Basically the idea is like in Java to have several constructors and being able to call other constructors from the most specific constructor to the more general constructor. Let's say there is a function here, food function, cheese. I don't see anything. Okay. No. Means nothing more than they are functions and they can be called with new, but not necessarily have to the new constructor. Okay. Okay, product call, this name price. Okay, I get it. Yeah. It returns a new object. Okay. Whoa. Okay, O'Reilly, we are in the big leagues now. The object new. The object. Okay. That's it. Okay. Okay. Mm, yeah, it's going to be a problem. Well, never mind. Instead of trying to figure it out this time, maybe I should just make insert all the possible values here like this, and the quote, and this quote, department, and here. And instead of just looking for a way to modify this parameter list as optional values, what I'm going to do is, if I don't have a quote, I'm just going to set the quote to empty, basically. I wonder, JavaScript default params. Default value params. Let's see if that's a thing. I don't remember really, so. Okay, multiply 5 and 2, multiply 5. Okay. And b equals 1. Oh, nice. That's actually a really good example there, because any number multiplied by 1 is going to return its own same number. And so I'm going to assign something inside the parameter list. Perfect. Let's say, picture URL, department, name, quote. The quote is going to be like this. Wait. Okay. Let's see. Okay, they do prefer single quotes, maybe. Okay. Well, never mind. What have I been using? Single quotes so far, and here double quotes. So probably I should keep using. Well, let's see. There we go. What about this? Empty string. Maybe name is going to be required. Department is going to be required. Picture URL is going to be required. The only true optional value is going to be quote, because if I don't have any of these values, I should not be rendering them. But anyway, I'm going to see. I wonder. Okay, let's just continue. Save. And there is a. Okay, this is the constructor. There is a save method over here. It reads get products from file, which is going to be replaced by get start from file. So this is going to be replaced, and instead of saying product, it's going to say a staff member, I guess. Products, or may I say staff? I don't want to get confused here. Staff. Okay. Get a staff from file. So products, or may we say, what is products? So products is only being worked on here. Okay, let's say staff members, just to have an idea, I guess. Oh wait, let's do this. Staff members. There we go. And it's going to push into staff member. The current object, in my opinion, is okay. File system, write file into the path with JSON stringified. That's the value that is going to be inserted. In case of some mistakes or an error, just console log the error. Okay, so far so good. And there is a static method called fetch all, and it's going to pass a callback function as a parameter. And that callback function is going to receive the get products from file, I guess. I should say this. Get products from file. Seems like there is something different there. Let's see. Okay, get products from file. Let's see how many times do you appear. Okay. Maybe I should just refactor you anyway. Okay, so you should be get the staff from file, the staff from file, and that should be it, I guess. I need to really understand this for real because I'm getting confused. Maybe I should need to just watch the videos over and over until I get it because I don't really like to doubt myself. Yet again, the teacher seems to be doubting about himself during these lessons. He has stumbled upon some mistakes done on the recording, so I feel confident that if I put real attention and dedicate myself to it, I can really understand what's going on there. But for the time being, let's make a run for it and see if we can render something. Let's see where is he using this, because I don't recall at this time. No, this is not. There we go. The model view controller, fetching data from files via the model. Okay.
I'm still getting the error that my products don't seem to have a length, even though I'm fairly confident that this code should retrieve my products. But what is wrong with that code? Well, I am returning data here in both cases, but keep in mind that this is asynchronous code. So my fetch all method here executes this line, and as you learned, it simply registers this callback. This allows me to go to my controller where I do call fetch all, and there I now simply have to pass in a function where I know that I eventually will get my products like this. And therefore, I don't need to store it here because this fetch all function will not return anything. Instead, here, I simply create my own callback process and I render in that function I pass to fetch all once I know that fetching all products is done. And I receive the products here because that is exactly the argument I pass to the callback in fetch all. Because the callback argument here will refer to this anonymous function I'm passing into fetch all. It's the same logic read file uses here, just that we didn't define read file on our own. But read file also takes a callback. And here we pass in the function read file should execute for us once it's done. We do the same, just that we write both sides now. We have fetch all, and fetch all takes a function it should execute once it's done. And once it's done, we get the products, thanks to our own implementation of fetch all. And
okay, I need to go back and open the controller form, the controller file here. Okay, so now here's the thing. I'm not using a controller for anything else but the static web pages. So what I'm going to do is create a new controller here. A new controller file is going to be staff.js. But this staff.js file is going to be a controller for the staff model. Let's go back here to the video. Products JavaScript. He's using the same route file to do everything. I'm not. So in this case, all that has to do with the staff is going to be managed by that controller. And here is, or maybe I should just, no, I know what I need to do. Let's go back a little bit. Let's delete this file. And let's insert first that code here in the static content file. Let's look for the endpoint for the pillar. I think it's called pillar. What is pillar? Content, gallery, inscriptions, map, method, pillar. There we go. So here, I need to insert the code to read the data. and passing the data here. So maybe, let's go back here. He's using product.fetch all products, and he's passing a fetch all, and he's passing an anonymous function with a single parameter called products that eventually is going to receive a list of products, either empty or with many values of products. Then, okay, during the fetch all, is going to pass a res render. Oh my god, I see. Okay, he's passing inside the actual anonymous function is going to render the page. Okay, and I see on line 25 that he is going to add extra values, has products, and he's asking, okay, has products is going to be a boolean. He's asking if the length of the products is greater than 0, then it has products, I guess. It's going to be true. It says active shop through product CSS through. Okay, so those are flags basically. But I wonder. Okay, there we go. So he's passing the list of products as one of the values here. There we go. So in my case, I should be doing line 22. I'm fetching everything, just like he is. Let's try that a little bit. So here, I do have this. I'm going to add a staff value on this object, and I need to add something here. That something needs to be a variable. I am rendering directly here, but I'm not going to do that because he's not doing this. He's doing a big arrow. Okay, and rendering directly. No, I'm going to say, I guess he's using product, so that means that he imported that somewhere
on my product. And that actually I'll fix this then. Same down there. And there I now, like this, all once
I don't need to see the video because I actually had the code here. So let's open it. There we go. So yeah, he's importing the model. I'm not doing that yet. So let's go here. And here, I'm going to import the model with some changes, obviously, because I'm going to say staff because it's a class. And I'm going to require from the models, where is the models? The staff. The staff file inside models is going to be here. That's the class. That's the model. And then he continues his page building over here. This is the standard stuff that he's also having. But here, he actually uses the recently added class to actually call a new anonymous function to render the shop view. And this time he's going to send on this key value prods, it's going to send the list of products gathered from the fetch all function. So I'm going to do that. Okay. So here, now here, instead of products, it's going to be called staff. So what is Pilar? Let's look for Pilar. There we go. Here. Oh wait, no. It's going to be down here. No, I'm wrong. Okay, this. It's basically going to be all of the render is going to be managed by this function here. By this. Instead of product, it's going to be called staff fetch all. Instead of products, it's going to be staff again. That's the parameter. It's going to receive the values of the staff. What else? Down here is going to be rendering this, but this is not properly closed, is it? Okay, let's see it now. It's not properly closed. Okay, never mind. It's going to be a render and like this. I want you to render the pillar view and pass all of this data. I need to close this. The staff is going to be sending the staff variable, the staff parameter that is coming from here. And this is the staff property to be sent to the pillar view. And that's fine, I guess. I just need to double check this is going to be closed down here. I need to close that down here like this, maybe. No, there we go. And who are you, dude? Okay, you are supposed to be closing here. You are supposed to be closing where? Here. And you're supposed to be closing here. What are you marking me as a? You expected a comma where? You expected a comma. I don't think so because there is a comma here. I just added a comma there in order to add the staff. But it's not working. Why? You are expecting a comma where? I need to double check this. Okay. So this is the starting. Wait. Exports. Get pillar. Okay. And you close down here. And then I use this static method from the staff class, fetch all, and I pass a single parameter. I open this, and it's closing down here. Seems okay to me, but no, it's wrong. I'm doing something wrong. Let me see. Oh, wait. Maybe this. There is an unclosed parenthesis somewhere. Could be that. Okay. This is one. Fetch all opens here. Where do you close? It's not closing this one. This needs to be closed, I think. Okay, yeah. The staff is now closing down here. And that's it. Okay, I need to put attention here. Let me think. Does this need to be closed? Probably not because it's an export. But this does because it's open a parenthesis up here and you are being open here. And that's it, I guess that's fixed. Okay, so now I'm supposed to be sending the data inside. So wait a minute. That means that if the constructor requires me to add a quote, I'm going to need to add a quote down here where all the people are missing their quotes, like this. See, this is missing from the rest of the people. So I'm going to add this to the rest of the people. There we go. So everybody got a quote, although they are empty strings, that doesn't matter. Because I'm going to ask, hey, if the quote is empty string, then just don't render anything, and that's it. That's what I'm going to do. Nevertheless, everybody's going to have a quote here. Or maybe I should learn how to ask for if there is a quote value here. At this time, I'm just going to try this, and I'm going to refactor later. I just want things to work. And I haven't even tried to run anything yet. I think this is going to be quite troublesome, but let's see. Okay, so let's see. I'm rendering this. I'm gathering all the stuff. I'm rendering this. What else? Mm, hmm. I need to modify the view now and work with a for loop there and use the staff parameter in order to render the entire staff. Oof, that's going to be fun. So this is the data. I have the model, I have the controller, and the controller is, I am praying that this data is going to reach the view because I don't really know. At least I can see if this runs. Oh my God, it's not running. Something happened. I knew it. Yeah, I need to rewatch the entire thing again. Let me see. Reference error. Path is not defined. In what line? Staff.js line 4. Yeah, path doesn't exist anymore. In the staff line 4. Yeah, it's not there. Oh, I do remember because I deleted the import for path. So I need to require. There we go. Maybe that's going to work. Max listener exceeding warning. Possible event emitter memory leak detected. 11 exit listeners. I don't know what that means. But it doesn't sound good. Control C. Let's restart. Okay, I didn't say anything else there. Okay, let's hope it's working. Okay, Pilar. It's rendering everything right. But I wonder if I'm going to get my data. So maybe I should try just to render the contents of the data in a very simple way. Just to give it a shot, you know. I'm going to open the view for Pilar. And let's look for, this is the entire code of the view. If we go up on the top, okay, we got after the chat buttons here. Maybe I can say, you know what? I may like to, let's try with an H1. And let's use this H1 tag to print something out. I don't know. I'm going to require an EGS equals and this. This is an EGS tag, and I'm going to say, let's say a staff, and since a staff is going to return an array, I can say, you know what, a staff is an array. So I'm going to choose the element 0, and the element 0 is an object, and I can say, you know what, I want, let's say the name value. There we go. What is the name value? Here. This is element 0, and I want the name value and should read this. Maria Elizabeth Carrasco Ponce. That should be printed out in an H1 up here somewhere. So let's try that just to see if I got the data. Let's save it. Refresh, and I do have an issue here. Let's see, it reads banner, this class container fluid position, relative text, center, blah, 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 blah. Cannot read property name of undefined. So it's not passing data. Damn it. So it doesn't have anything there. Or maybe I made a mistake. Obviously I made a mistake. I mean, I wonder if I can just print out the entire thing maybe. But I don't think so because it doesn't. Oh wait, this works. Staff. What happened here? I cannot do that. No, this actually works. But I'm not able to see the result. Okay, let me see. This is a banner. Okay, it's doing it, but I don't think it's making it visible where I want to be. Okay, that's the banner. Okay, it's on top of the banner. That's what I'm not seeing it. And this is the first staff member here. I could put the code over here, and hopefully I will see the first name on the staff member maybe, or the entire object. I don't know. Not doing anything. No. Not rendering anything. Why? Because the staff is empty. That's the only thing that occurs to me. The staff is empty. Maybe if I don't try to print out the first element because there is not an element. No. No. It doesn't have anything. It's not passing data. It's not passing data. Let's think. Okay. There is a path over here with a root directory. So I guess there was a mistake. And this code must be, let's see, get start from file. Where is that defined? There we go here. Get start from file is using a callback function. And it's returning this, an empty array. And I can prove that like this. I'm going to return an array with a single member that reads empty. And there we go. Yeah, that's the issue. Okay, it's not returning anything. Why? Maybe it's not finding the file. That may be the issue. Let's return this. At least I know that this is running properly. At least it found an error here. I guess that maybe the pad is not working properly. Maybe a console log here with P with help. This could help. Let's see. The app crash. Why? Something didn't work properly, is it? Oh, wait, no. HTML form? What the hell is this? No. Oh, okay, I got a typo. Console.log. I just want to print P. What is it? There we go. It's actually working. Look at this. It's actually bringing the entire staff JSON path. The entire thing is going to be bring here. But perhaps this is not a value that is actually used for. Okay, it's creating a path. The path is working for this operating system, which is I wonder if that's an issue. It's going to go. Okay, it's console logging the entire thing. So this is working. So the path is okay. I guess. Maybe. Okay, let's see. Maybe the read file. Okay, path number. Okay, asynchronous reads the entire contents of the file. If a URL is provided, it must use the file protocol. If a file descriptor is provided, the underlying file will not be closed automatically. Okay. Okay, a path to a file. Okay. The path is just fine, I think. But for some reason, I wonder if I can console log the mistake here. the error, let's say. I wonder if I can console log this. Okay. Okay, there we go. No such file or directory open. Okay. Users, Ricardo, GitHub, Montessori, Vera node. Bean data. Wait, what? Bean data. Ah, now that's interesting. Yeah, I see what happened. I get it now. During the express creation, during the creation on the initial day, on the first day, I initialized this project using Express Generator. However, while using that, I quickly realized that when I run, if I open this, let me show you the package.json file, there is a script that is here, the script, the npm start is going to run this line here, node mon, I modify this, but I quickly realized that it's going to be run inside a bin directory. So what I need to do is take into consideration that this application is actually running inside a bin directory. So I can fix that in a couple of ways. But I guess that the easiest one will be to just include this, go up one directory and use that to basically actually reach the root folder, so to speak. This cannot be here. I'm sorry. This cannot be here. I need the root directory, then go up one folder, then get inside the data folder, and then I'm going to find, because the entire folder is this bin data, and that means that the application is actually running here in this JavaScript file inside this folder. So the root folder of the project is not the actual folder where everything is running. So I need to go up one time, restart. Okay, perfect. Let's refresh. And there we go. I do get a list of objects. Now I finding the data. Now I need to use that data to render something. So here I can go back safely to the view. Debugging this is quite some work, huh? Let's look for Pilar. Yes, there we go. So I am printing out the entire staff. And if you see the page, I see an entire array with objects like this. You see? This is the first object. This is the second object. And it's been rendered with just the keyword object. But if I want a specific value, for example, a staff from the first element, 0 dot name, and this is just going to print out the first name on the list. There we go, which is this one here. And then I need to use this instead of all of that. But first, I need to replicate this in a dynamic way. I already have the mechanism to use the data on the view. But first, I'm going to copy all this, which is a simple container for what I gather. A container. Do you have something else? Another container. That's weird. Why do I have several containers here? That's really weird. I don't know. Maybe I'm going to refactor this container bullshit, but later maybe. Let's copy one of those and paste it here. And I may like to make a comment here because it's getting quite crowded, and this is going to be a dynamic staff. I wonder, I think dynamic is with the other y. Dynamic staff render. There we go. I'm going to copy this comment here, paste it over here, and probably this is going to become eventually its own partial. But at this time, I'm going to do a little experiment here. This is not for my final code, obviously, but I want to do an experiment. For example, if I already know that the first thing I need is the picture, like this, instead of using a static code, I would like to use this, for example, this, and picture URL. I think that's the name of the data. Picture URL, perfect. Then department, name, and quote. Okay. Again, the pillar. That's the first thing, the picture. Obviously, this is going to be replaced by a for loop, but first I want to render just one. Direction should be replaced to this. Should be replaced by, what's the name, department. There we go. And then I should be keep doing this with all the values. So here is the copy of the name, basically. Zero name. And this is the quote. There we go. And this is my first step, trying to render something from the data, from the model, basically. Let's open this and refresh. And there we go. Now, this, the first one, the first copy, comes directly from the model and itself from the file. So from the data file. The second one is static. So what I need to do next, and I see that this just works, what I need to do next is a for loop inside the EGS view. And this for loop is going to print out the rest of the staff members. And that's what I'm going to do today. Okay, so this is the dynamic staff render. The first thing I may like to do is obviously all of this needs to be inside a for loop. So let's see, let's create a new EGS tag like this. And inside this EGS tag, I may like to say, you know what, for, how do you do a for loop in JavaScript? I don't remember really. Okay, so this is the for loop, or maybe a while could be just fine, I guess. Let's copy this little. Okay, it's basically a C-based loop, so it's pretty much the same thing. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to do this. I'm going to create a for loop with a y, start with 0. It's basically a classic C-style for loop. Instead of cars.length, I may like to say, you know what, use the staff property, which is going to contain an array, and get the length of that and use that instead. So this is going to repeat any number of staff members as they are in the data file. So this is going to be a for loop, and it's going to start over here, and it's going to end down here. I'm going to use another, I think it's this. Oh no, I'm not so sure. No, I need to escape it, I believe. Let me check something quickly. EGS for loop. There we go. Loop through JSON. Yeah. JSON stringify. Oh, I don't need this necessarily. I just want a simple loop. I just want a simple loop. Okay, there, here it is. What that then? Okay, there's a for, blah, 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 blah. This is interesting, but I don't really need this anymore, I think. And this is what I'm looking for. This is the first line. Okay, and how do I close it? With this. There we go. Thank you. This is what I wasn't sure that this is what. Oh wait, the for loop. How do I? Without the because this is going to print out something. That's true. Okay, so this is going to repeat any number of times. And now the only thing I need to do is replace the number, the zero here. I need to replace that symbol with a what? With the counter variable, basically. So instead of printing the first one all over and over again, I'm going to print the picture, the department, the name, and the quote. Just 4 values. Picture, department, name, and quote. Okay. And that's basically it. Let's see if I can render that properly. Let's see if that works. Okay. Oh my God, I think it just works. Yes. Perfect. And here is repeating the staff member list. There we go. Oh my God, I cannot believe it works. I'm sorry, I'm just getting so excited about this. Okay, so let's be confident now and not fuck it up, I guess. And down here, let me see. I am about to delete a lot, so maybe I should take care of this. There we go. Okay, according to myself, I just deleted the code that belongs to the static staff member list. So the entire staff member list is just this. Okay. Now let's refresh. Oh my God, it works, I think. Okay, so, okay, yeah, it's working. I cannot believe it. Holy crap. Nice. Wow. I did learn a lot, I think, I hope. So the next thing I need to take care of, and I'm going to be doing that tomorrow, is this, the gallery. Okay. Mind you, I just, let's say here, let me show you on the pillar. I just refactored this entire thing. It doesn't look exactly the same because I removed the lines. I wanted to remove them anyway. I didn't see the point of having them. Okay. If I recall, in my email, there we go. On this email, let's see. Pilar, we need to remove Alexia Galan and add the new personnel. We don't have pictures. I'm going to take them. I'm going to send you the data and the pictures. Okay, so I'm going to remove somebody. This is a perfect example, just to see how easy it's going to be to add and remove people, because she's not sending me the data yet, but I do know that I need to remove this person here, Alexia Galan. So let's check it out. So in the version that I have now, there we go. So this person needs to be removed from the staff. So what I'm going to do is not deal with the view anymore. Actually, I'm going to keep it open, but I'm going to look for not the model. The model is just the logic of the data. I'm going with the data folder, and this file contains all the staff members. So I'm going to look for Alexia Galan Carranza. It's this person here. And I don't know, maybe I should just have have a flag. I could just remove her from the roster directly. So why not? I could have a flag here, but I don't really like managing flags. It's way easier to just do something like this, maybe. You see? I just removed somebody from the list. Format document with beautify. Very well. And if I save this text, this JSON file is going to be saved now. There we go. And now, if I refresh, this person is still here. But if I refresh, it should be removed. There we go, it's removed. And that's it. Now it's way easier to add people to the roster now. I guess that my next move will be to go to the school one day and take pictures of the staff to use on my website. Okay, but just as easy as this, I just need to add somebody else into the array here. For example, I don't know. Let's make an exercise. For example, let's add Jill Valentine picture. Oh my gosh, she looks so ugly here. Let's use this one. This looks quite good. So I'm going to copy this one. Copy a URL from the picture. There we go. That looks nice. And let's say let's just add Jill to the roster. It's going to look quite funny, in my opinion. Let's put the link over here. There we go. Let's copy one element. There we go. And we can put the picture of the new member of the staff here. Let's say it's going to be the department is going to be stars. Obviously, it's going to be from the stars. Jill Valentine. Is that her real name? Her full name, may I say? A quote from Jill Valentine was very interesting. Let's see some quotes. Below is a list of notable quotes from Jill Valentine. Okay, let's see here. Oh my god, it's basically all her dialogue, so let's just add something for fun. Captain Wesker, where is Chris? Oh my god. I bring the entire. Oh wait. I wonder if this was the first thing she said on the game. I played that game as a kid, by the way. And I was pretty good at it, but I never finished it during childhood because I didn't know English so well. And I learned a lot on that game, actually. Let's delete this one here. And just like this, modifying this text file, this JSON file, and adding data here, I basically just refresh this. And there we go. Oh, wait, the values are reversed. No, it's okay, it's fine. It looks a little bit oval. Maybe because the picture is not a square, that's why it looks like that. Let me take a look. That's important. Not right now, but let's see. Let's inspect the actual. Yeah, the picture is not. It's looking oval. It should be square, but I guess doesn't really matter that much. Let's see. Maybe like this. I may need a square picture just to see her perfectly. But I don't think. Maybe portrait. There we go. I wonder if with tools And size, type. No, I don't think I'm going to get a specific size. Size, any size? No. I previously we did have the option to choose the exact size. Um, oh my God, are you for real? Uh, no. Oh, there is an advance in my search. Jill Valentine, and not any size. I may like a 1 by 1. No, it's not showing me that. No, not any size. Proportion. There we go. A square. Perfect. Now look for it. Oh my God! Most of this look awful. Uh, Sometimes, hey, this looks amazing, but yeah, no, I don't think so. The new Jill Valentine design, I'm not really a fan of it. Mm. I see a lot of square pictures, but not many are appealing, actually. Mm, I know this is not really important, but I'm not wasting anybody's time but mine. So, and it's quite late on the weekend. This looks pretty nice, actually. I think this was from Resident Evil 5. Not too sure. Oh man, look at this. There are even more here. Let's copy the URL for the picture. Oh, she's blonde here. Yeah, definitely Resident Evil 5. Okay. I may like to find a square picture of the original. Let's see. And there we go. Looks pretty nice. So basically, as long as I get a square picture, a portrait picture with a square 1 by 1 relationship between the width and the height, that will just fine. It will work just fine. Looks amazing. And that's EGS, views, models, and controllers, my friends. So at least with this way, I do have an easy way to add more staff to the pillar. And whatever else I need to include that seems to be a repeating element like this, for example, all these seem to be like repeating elements. I can render them using the model view controller structure. Way easier, you know. And I am modifying a text file to include the data, but in the course, in the future, I'm going to be working with MongoDB. So basically, instead of saving everything in a text file on my project, I'm going to be working with an actual database. This combined with a user authentication system that I'm going to build for this website, and I can create a dashboard that will allow regular people to actually add staff to the pillar page and remove staff from the pillar page, and even create post entries for a blog. Why not? There is a lot of work to do, and I'm learning a lot of front end stuff. I obviously I need to remove her from here because it looks quite ridiculous. Or maybe I may like to look for another picture. This looks very nice. But I wonder. Jill Valentine, Resident Evil, 1 remake. There we go. Come on. Mm, I don't know. I'm not finding many. Jill Valentine, Resident Evil 5, maybe. Who knows? There we go. Ding, 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 ding. Okay. Wait, what? What's this? This cosplay looks quite different. She's really old. Let's see. Ah, this looks pretty nice. This cosplay looks pretty similar to Resident Evil 3. It's quite old too. Many old people doing cosplay here. I'm not complaining. The more cosplay we had, the better. I think I'm obsessing about this picture thing too much. But this is the end of the day, of the work day for me anyway. And I was supposed to take this Saturday as a rest day, but I'm here working on the project anyway. So I think I can indulge myself into looking into Jill Valentine pictures anyway. Not many good options. I'm quite disappointed. Oh wait, now you appear here now? Are you for real? Wait, now where are you? Wow. Okay. Mm. Resident Evil Jill Valentine. Maybe portrait. And a square. I don't really like the new Jill Valentine. Not my type. But I guess. Mm, mm, maybe I should look for cosplayers. That will be way better. What the hell is this? Okay. I haven't played this game for the same reason. She doesn't look good to me. I don't know. I think like I avoided a bullet there. I dodged a bullet there. Mm. There is a Kratos suit there. What the hell? What the hell is this? Okay. I don't know. This is the classic Resident Evil 3. It didn't age well. Okay. Nah, I don't know. Hey, ain't this Amaranth? Yeah, she's Amaranth. Oh, okay. Now we're getting into the perverted section, I guess. I believe. Well, with Jill, we could say that we are always there anyway. But no matter. Another cosplayer, she's really old. She was well, she seems quite old. I wonder why. Are they cosplaying Jill? Let's see. Maybe I'm doing this wrong. Yeah, I know what to do. Maybe I need to look for cosplay. Who knows? Oh wait. Yeah, I forgot about this. Hello there again. Okay, this is not Jill. Oh no, wait, there is. This is a secret dress that you get during Resident Evil 3. I recall vaguely. Mm, mm, I don't know. Yeah, you know what? Maybe I just hit jackpot the first time, and I'm trying to find something better, and there is nothing better there. I don't think so. Well, anyway, Jill Valentine, everyone. Yes, open it. That's perfect. Yeah, there we go. Looks amazing. So at least now I proved that I can add new staff using the model and remove staff directly into the file, and that's it. I don't need anything else. There we go. So I guess I should give a call to the school and announce myself before going there and take pictures of the staff. So maybe Monday they can present themselves properly, so I can take some pictures and add them to the website. And hopefully, by the end of this month, I should be running this website on the cloud. I am planning Heroku maybe for free because they do have a free tier. And but probably I may like to try out AWS. AWS because I want to gain experience um, managing not just the backend, but doing everything else. Basically, that's the main. That's my main concern, basically, because I've been learning some services here and there, but most of the time I'm just working on the backend. And now I'm touching everything here. Nobody's telling me what to do anymore, so I can basically tackle the front end and the back end at the same time and actually be a full stack web developer. Well, thank you for coming in, and see you tomorrow, I guess. Or Monday, because tomorrow is going to be Sunday, and I'm going to be working as a watchman. I'm planning on taking my computer, my desktop PC there. If there is not too much trouble, maybe I can work there, maybe on this and stream, probably. Who knows? The internet on the school is not really good, but maybe I should try that. Who knows? Well, thank you for coming in, and see you tomorrow. Or